Today, I am here to tell you something about HR policies or human resource policies. So, firstly, we have to look at what is an HR policy. Human resource policies are also defined as that body of principles and rules of conduct which govern the enterprise in its relationship with the employees. Such a policy statement provides guidelines for a wide variety of employment relationship in the organization. The purpose and significance of HR policies hardly need any elaboration. Every organization needs policies to ensure consistency in action and equity in its relationship with the employees. So, what is an HR policy? An HR policy means a general statement or a framework or a set of understanding which guides thinking and action in its decision making. A policy provides advanced information and predictable decisions for situations which are to be repetitive or which occur widely throughout the organization. In simply, an HR policy means a set of statements or guidelines that are to be followed to achieve the predetermined objectives of the organization. So, the characteristics of an HR policy. Firstly, clear, precise and easily understandable. That means a common layman should be understandable what a policy means, what clearly a policy means. It should be easily understandable, clear and precise. The objectives should be clearly explicit from the first look of the policies. Then it should be a written policy. That means it should be properly understood by using a written policy more than an implied policy. Then interest of all parties. So while framing an HR policy, interest of all parties should be considered, and interest of the workers, supervisors, middle level management, etc. Then supplementary to all policies. Overall policy of the organization means that in different departments there may be different types of policies. So while framing an organization policy, these all different types of policies are to be binded together with the organizational policies. Then next one, not be rigid. It should be flexible. That means it should be easily understandable, and it requires adjustments according to the changing situations of the business environment or changing situations of the economic environment. Responsive to the prevailing environment. It means that, for example, if there is a thing of taking workers representatives into board of directors, the policy should not oppose this idea. Then two-way communication. Two-way communication means that management and workers are to be kept informed and about the latest development of the organizations. So the managers, workers are both to be informed about the latest developments or latest technologies used by the organization or informations like that. Then support of all concerned parties. For framing an HR policy, it must require the support of all concerned parties. Then uniform throughout the organization. It should not be biased. That means there is a policy separate for the top level management, separate policy for the middle level management and for workers. Not like that, but the policy should be uniform throughout the organization without any biases in the form of authority. Then the need and importance of HR policies. Following are the points which emphasize the need or the importance of the HR policy. So first one, helps the managers. An HR policy should be a guideline for the manager to achieve their objectives, achieve higher growth, to achieve economic development, etc. Then second one, prompt action. Whenever an action is required, it can be taken without any delay by referring to these policies. Then third one, avoids personal biases. A policy sets limits beyond which is a manager cannot go. So it will be different or similar in same situations existing in the organization. So then the fourth one, ensures long-term welfare of the employees, of the workers, of the supervisors, or the authorities of the environment. Sorry, not the environment, top level authorities. Awareness among employees. Awareness among the employees means the employees know their proper place in the organization. It gives them awareness and confidence while working in the organization. Then the factors influencing an HR policy. There are different types of factors that will influence the formation of an HR policy. So firstly, philosophy of management. The philosophy of management means the attitudes, values, and the type of workforce. Then management is whether centralized or not. How much delegation will be allowed, what will be the role of subordinates in management, like that. Then the second one is type of workforce. Here under this type of workforce, we have to determine whether what type of workforce are to be employed, what are the needs of these types of workforce, etc. Then the third one is union objectives and practices. It means that whether the labor force is organized or not, what is the bargaining capacity of the unions they have participating, etc. And what are the pressure techniques used by these employees to get their benefit, to avail their benefits from the organizations. Then the fourth one is financial position of the enterprise. How much money will spend on workforce, what will be the amenities offered to employees are the major factors coming under the financial position of the enterprise. Then we have to look at the objectives of HR policies. HR policies are thought of as the right plan to be followed in getting from the business is to where it wants to go. So business policy serves as a directive in the planning of organization and control of the business enterprise. So first one objective is enable the organization to fulfill its objective. Second one, promote healthy competition and effective cooperation between the top level, middle level, and the workers. Then the third one, best and maximum use of human resources, not exploitative form, not in an exploitative form, but the optimum utilization of human and natural resources is one of the major objective. Then good employer-employee relations in the organization. Then employee satisfaction, it is one of the major objective of every organization, then satisfying an employee by giving the actual or suited works and payments or salaries or wages according to their work. Then protect the interest of workers. Then providing job security, then develop a sense of loyalty towards the organization, then provide an efficient consultation service and mutual faith between the various managers and workers of the organization. Then we have to know what are the principles of HR policies. Principles of HR policies are designed to promote the common interest, create safe and healthy working conditions, give proper recognition for work and accomplishment, etc. So these are the main policies. That means principles of common interest. This principle of common interest must be given due recognition in designing these HR policies. The employees must have a chance for better standard of living, better security and opportunity to live a fuller and better life. Then common interest means or interest of all parties are to be considered while framing an HR policy. Then principle of right man in the right job. So there should not be any biases while appointing an employee into the organization. That means the correct qualification. The employees are to be appointed on the basis of their qualification and experiences. Then the principle of development. Principle of development must provide ample opportunities for the training and growth of employees. HR policy should lay down rules for the opportunities for development to those who are willing to contribute something to the prosperity of the organization and to sacrifice their time and efforts for undergoing trainings to improve themselves on the job. And principles of recognition of work and accomplishment. It means that there must be a direct relationship between the work and accomplishment. In order that the employees should stick to their job, he should have sound incentives for work such as fair compensation, recognition for result achieved, reasonable security and opportunities, and etc. like that. So then principle of recognition of trade unions. As the trade unions play an important role in the development of industrial relations, therefore the management must recognize the interest of these trade unions also. Then principle of participating in management. Employees' representatives should be given participation in decision-making bodies of the organization. Even though they are the lower-level employees, they must have or they may have ideas for these organizations. So it can be contributed to the highest authority of the organization using the representatives of the workers. Then principle of change. Principle of change means employees always resist change, which may be pleasant or unpleasant. So the employees should be prepared by the management well in advance to face the changes, as because when the business environment is dynamic in nature and it is influenced by different types of policies taken by the government, economists, politicians, etc. Then here are given the different types of HR policies that are followed in an organization. Mainly they are employment policies, promotional policies, development policies, human resource relations policies. So under these 4 categories, they are divided into different types of policies. Formulation of HR policy. Formulation of HR policy means that these factors are to be considered while framing an HR policy. First one, past experiences. Past experiences means that the organization have been existing in the business environment for a number of years. So the past experience should be considered. Future objectives and needs. As the definition of the HR policy states that it is a set of guidelines or procedure to achieve the predetermined objectives. These formulation of HR policies are to be done on the basis of the future objectives and needs of the organization. Then third one, existing practices and experiences in other organization. Then attitudes, philosophies of the management at various levels, employees, trade unions, etc. Then the knowledge and experience gained by managers. In some of the organizations, the top level authority may be experienced or may be retired from other higher positions from another organization. So the experiences, the attitudes and the knowledge gained by the managers is one of the major factors influencing this framing the HR policy. So then the next one is employee suggestion and complaints. Employee suggestions means that they are also humans and they have ideas of their own. So we have to be considered the suggestions and ideas contributed by the workers also. Then collective bargaining programs. Then state and national legislation. While framing an HR policies, the political decisions taken by the government is also one of the major factor. Then international forces, economic policies of government and world trade practices. As we are working in an environment which consists of the government policies, economic policies and also international forces, we have to follow their policies also. Then business environment, then unionism, attitudes and social values of labor, social responsibility of the organization. It's one of the major factors which are to be considered while framing an HR policy. That means social responsibility means responsibility towards the society. So each of the organization must frame an HR policy on the basis of the responsibility towards their society. So then the conclusion, coming to the conclusion, we have been seeing what is HR policy, what is an HR policy, what are the factors influencing policies, what are the principles of these HR policies, their objectives, and etc. So simply an HR policy means a statement, a set of statement or procedures that are to be followed to achieve the predetermined objective of an organization. So there are different types of factors like type of workforce, philosophies of management. So an HR policy should be framed by the common interest of the total organization, and by following the different types of principles like participation in management, principle of change, etc. Okay, then thank you.